Hello, sweet love. I'm Samantha. If you're new around these parts, and I want to welcome all of you to my safe little corner of the internet. Now, this is Have Tea With Me. It's a series on my channel where we sit, we chat about witchy stuff, spiritual stuff, mental health, I don't know, just life in general. So get your tea. I've got to be honest with you. I already drank mine. I'm sorry. There's only like a teensy bit left. I sculled it. Let's be honest. Probably a good thing that I've drunk it, making all the fellow people that suffer with misophonia cringe hearing me gulp and slurp down tea. But you go get some tea or wine or whatever, make yourself cozy. I'm excited just to have a chat with you, to be honest. I'm making this Have Tea With Me because I've got some really big project videos that I'm working on. It's just nice and easy to sit down with you and have a chat. And I haven't actually done it in a while. Like the last time I was sitting and chatting was last video, which was starting on a spiritual journey. I was sitting in down and talking for quite a while, just not about, I don't know, like loosey-goosey subjects. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I have my podcast microphone set up, and I want to say I really want to make a cute little cover for it. This is what it looks like. I want a needle felt, like a cute little cover for it. So if you see it in the shot, it'll have like little mushrooms and like butterflies and moth all over it that are like needle felted. So maybe in a vlog that I've got coming up, I could make that, and you could like, yeah, just let me know in the comments below what you think I should add into it, like a lunar moth. I don't know, that's what my tattoo is. Maybe some little Amanita muscaria mushrooms on it, some flowers, I don't know, moss, oh my god, yeah, it's a picture is forming. Sorry if that was making noise while I was touching it. But anyway, what I wanted to talk with you today in Have Tea With Me is about dreams and dream work, dream magic. I don't know if you work a lot with your dreams, but it's something I used to do a lot. And I feel it coming through so much. Almost like when I started my spiritual journey, like at the very, very beginning, these are the sort of things that started calling out to me. You know, it's really like when I think about some of the most like incredible aha moments or faith firming, belief building moments really were from my dreams. Because when you dream something, when you see something and then the next day or later that week it happens, it's kind of hard not to believe. It's kind of hard not to have these like, oh my God, there is something else out there literally letting me see what has unfolded today. And the more that happened to me, and you know, some of these are huge, big moments. Like I have this book of shadows that I am working on turning into a video and showing you, like I'm upgrading it. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. But in that I have journaled some of the big moments, the things that like when I'm 80, I want to look back in this journal and be like, oh my goodness, that was so magical. I can't believe that happened. Sometimes it might be having a conversation with a loved one in spirit. I've been told, like I'll dream about someone, they're telling me that they're not well, telling me that they're like say struggling, and then when I've reached out, it's turned out that it was really serious and they were like going through a really hard time and needed help, but we were, you know, 4 or 5 hours away in location, so I would not have known. I'm not in her life to be able to see her physically, and she was so grateful. And actually, because I reached out at the exact time, it almost like made a shift and a change, because she realized as well that there are people looking out for her. Like her guides came to me and sent the energy. I almost in a way think, and I don't know if you've ever thought about this as well, but maybe that's why Christians sort of talk about prophets and like they spoke to God or God told them or they heard God. What we interpret as spiritual people as, say, our guides or deities or our ancestors and loved ones in spirit, you know, giving us guidance and speaking to us, you know, they see it as the word of God, or I don't know, whatever Christians believe in. I'm not a Christian, but I watch a lot of reality TV shows, and I specifically love religious ones because I just find them so fascinating. And yeah, like a lot of them are like, yes, and God spoke to me and I asked God. And I think it's the same stuff, right? Like what we would interpret as like spirit and our guide, same shit's happening to them. They're just interpreting it as the Almighty Father. Sorry, that's disrespectful, the Almighty Father. I mean, the Almighty Father. I just call him Saturn. Christian jokes are fun. I went to a Catholic high school, so I feel like I can make jokes. So I guess for me, it kind of makes sense why this is all happening. If you guys remember a few videos ago, I sort of said in my healing from heartbreak video that when something really massive happens, it can feel like we are waiting to wake up again, that one day everything's going to go back to normal. And I had this epiphany, and that's why I teared up in that video, that there is no old normal, you know, like that is done. I have to like let go of that vision of life and find a new normal. Of course, we can call back the practices and, you know, the things that we did in the past that maybe will help us forge, you know, the pathway forward. But we're not just going to wake up and that be the case. We kind of have to, like, you know, put one foot in front of the other and create something new. And so I guess it makes sense to me why my guides are really sprinkling in, I don't know, like the things that I started on my spiritual journey for. But to be honest, I stopped doing all of the practices that were like shiny and bright and new. I actually channeled this last month that I want to read to you. It came through me from spirit or from my higher self specifically. And it really sums up like exactly how I feel. And I read them to a friend and she was like, wow, that sums up exactly how I feel at the moment as well. So yeah, I want to read these to you. But essentially, even my color therapy, you know, getting into the vibration of colors and the medicine that each color in the aura brings, the more like physical, practical self-care things that I did, not just like, oh, self-care, I'm just going to like lay down and chill out and play Animal Crossing, like true self-care, nourishing my body with like fruit, vegetables, juices, and I've signed up at the gym. Who am I? I don't think anyone's going to want gym content. I don't know, maybe in a week in the life vlog or something like that. The gym, but make it witchy. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's really cool to see like how much this momentum is starting to build and call back like all of these weird dreams that I've been having. So let me read this to you and it maybe like might make a bit of sense. It's almost impossible to believe who I am currently. I traveled and studied, dedicated thousands of dollars and years into this connection with spirit. And I feel like I've crash landed to earth, completely in my body. My wings are clipped, unable to fly. I can hardly imagine the heights that I used to soar. I've known this grounded feeling for the past 2 years, the weight of reality, physical presence, that the thought of spirit flight is hard to even conjure up. Maybe this is what I always needed, to go away from the realms of spirit, new age, and escapism, to finally ground my feet, to find the sacred mirror of reality, to face the mundane I've been running away from, and just be. Simply be, in this now moment. No other realms, no spirit, no magic, just here in my body and in my mind. And maybe now, as I walk back to the golden spirit path in the forest, instead of floating above the trees, spiraling and focusing on everyone else other than myself, I will walk the path, feet finally on the ground, planted, following the wolf in front, the eagle above, and the serpent below. I've never walked the path whole, fully, completely me. And that was what literally just flowed through me. And I think it summed up, you know, everything I've been trying to tell you, everything I've been trying to encapsulate in the last 2 years in videos. And I just didn't have that perspective. Something I used to tell everyone, my clients, Patreon members here on YouTube, is sometimes when you're going through something in life, you're kind of in a rut or you're going through it, you're like in this divot, and you can know that you're going through something, right? Like a hard time, but it can be hard to identify exactly what it is, because it's not until you make your way up out and you start climbing out of this ditch or this divot that we find ourselves in sometimes. Once you're like 6 months or a year out of that period in your life. You have so much more perspective. An eagle eye view on life is wild when you look back at the things and the hardships that you go through. And I do believe that there's medicine in all things that we experience in this, incarnation as a human being. And for me, I think that this kind of sums it all up, is that whenever I would go and get readings or healings, they would always tell me, you're so ungrounded. Like, girl, you need to ground yourself. And I'm like, but I do. I put my bare feet on the ground and I connect my roots down into the earth. And I think that sometimes being grounded means like not to escape. Not to escape anywhere else in our mind, not to detach from our reality and go into, mysticism and all of this stuff. It means literally taking a really hard look in the mirror of truth and reality. And that's kind of where I've been at, like that's literally how it feels. And it's so cool now to, like I said, walk back to that spirit path, walk back to that version and the things that I was doing 2 years ago, the channeling, the shamanic work, the healing. Like, God, I miss it so much. And it's time to walk the spirit path whole, all put together and nice and grounded, but also allowing myself to soar up and out of my body, but with my feet finally firmly planted on the ground. And so my dreams, I guess, is the start. It's the start of the work that I want to do. And I definitely want to dive into it a little bit more in Patreon as well. My tier at the moment, I've only one tier, and if you're watching this in time and space, I'm recording this in June 2023, so I'm sure that it will change by then, but it's $3.33 Australian, and I wanted to just change it to something really affordable and cheap that I don't have pressure to like create big classes and do all this stuff. But I think it'd be cool just to share my dream space work. We'll probably make a proper video on it down the line. But my plan is so far to create a little sleep sanctuary. So really create our bedroom with a lot of intention. Oh, Meowsy, you're coming and joining now. I don't think you will allow me to pick you up. She's more likely to bite me versus letting me pick her up and show you. But anyway, she's sassy. So the plan is, to just get into doing crystal work, even some like spell bags to put under my pillows. If you do any dream work and you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them down in the comments below. I really intuitively am being called towards like passion flower. I have just been seeing it everywhere, and I have worked with it before as a plant ally, so its energy is familiar to me, and I think that's why I'm just like feeling her so much around me. So I am very open to suggestions of other plants. I know mugwort is often used with dreams and sort of like psychic energies. I mean, God, let's be honest, there's so many. Even like crystals like moonstone. I used to love having moonstone in my bedroom, but my amethysts are definitely calling me. I bought my beautiful little amethyst over here, so I plan on having this baby in my bed and just like working with her a little bit more, because again, I gotta be honest with you, I have not been working with my crystals. So herbs, crystals, setting intentions. I love listening to binaural beats. I find them just like so helpful when it comes to sleep and just like setting a good energy in the room. I don't do essential oil or diffusers anymore because of my cats. I know you can work with poppets and my spirit dolls. Oh, hold on, I bought one here. Here she is. She's one of the first ones that I ever made. She's a seer, so she has like one eye and then one eye in the spirit realms. And she's a guardian spirit grandmother that I've had with me now for like 3 years, and she's so precious to me. And I'm almost feeling a lot of my dolls wanting new energy, so I'm probably going to change up what she's wearing. But inside, my spirit dolls have plants, crystals, feathers, snake skin. Like they've got lots of different things inside of them depending on what I'm doing. So they essentially are poppets, and I know sometimes I just make them really plain so they can just like be in my pillow or whatever, and I'm not worried about messing up their beautiful features. And I can make little dream eggs, which are like little woolen poppet eggs with sigils and stuff inside of them, and often they sit inside of the doll's core. Well, they are the doll's core. Hey Mimi, I'm recording a video, darling, sorry. Oh, look at this sweet angel girl. This is the sassy one that I said might bite me before. Oh, you're such a sweetie. Giving people ASMR. Okay, baby girl, you're a good one. Oh my god, she's my little girl. Okay, it's getting dark outside, so I want to show you one thing. Here we go. This is the Herbal Astrology Oracle, and I've been using it so much lately. I feel like this thing was made for me. I don't know. This is literally exactly like all my beliefs wrapped up into one, like animism and working with, you know, the historical and folklore of a plant, but also its spirit. The artist, Josephine Clerks, she's so incredible, and I follow her on Instagram and have for ages. So I have been loving this oracle card set. I don't actually buy oracle cards at all anymore. It's very, very rare that I will invest in a new deck, and I have cleansed and decluttered a lot of my decks and give them away to friends. So I must say I am loving working with that, and I keep on pulling the card about dreams and about sleep, and you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like my guides are really, really trying very hard to get this message through to me. Me! Showing everybody how cute you are. Oh my god, she's so cute. Meowsy is my first ever cat. She's my bestie, my angel. She's 8 years old and she's a freaking cutie, and the cause of all of Callum's allergies, this one is. The other ones he can literally kiss and he's fine, but little old Mimi here, she's the dander factory. Like I said, I would love to hear from you if you've done any dream work yourself, if it's a part of your practice a lot. I guess, you know, like I said before, it really is, oh honey, dream work is being the most powerful messages and things that I've received on my journey. I just have never formally set out to do and to work with my dreams, and it feels like now maybe is the time to do so. So let me know if you have things and tips that you do with your dream work. I'd love to know if there's any crazy dreams that you've had. If you've seen my Hecate video, would have seen, you know, that my connection with Hecate came through a dream. And I have more stories and little things that I wanted to share with you, but I feel like, oh my God, I feel like this would be a good place to kind of wrap it up, because my memory card is very, very low and it's going to run out soon. And also the sun is going down, so I am losing daylight, and Meowsy clearly wants attention. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I don't think it's going to be a necessarily long video. Obviously, I haven't edited it yet. Shout outs to Editing Sam, who wraps this thing all together and delivers you the content. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with me. It's been so much fun just having a pressure-free space. That's what I love about Have Tea With Me. It's just like a little chit chat, and whatever comes up comes up. It's not like this big educational video where we have to, like, you know, learn and talk about stuff. For those in Patreon, I will see you very shortly. I've had a little break from posting and I'm raring to get back into it, and in the future I definitely am going to open up my tiers back again, like make some bigger offerings. I just am being a responsible adult and focusing on one thing at a time. But it's getting so dark. Oh my God. Thank you for having imaginary tea with me, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and how do I get out of here? Oh my God. Okay. Bye. I love you.